we come to you with heavy hearts today. This is the chair of my stat guy, Jeff Chapman, who's been with us and with me for about 10 years. And last week, his son, Bo, was driving, and he got in a bad crash. He was on life support for a few days, and they eventually had to take him off life support. Bo worked with us on our football crews and our basketball crews. Good dude, had a nice hoop game, could post, shoot the jumper, and his chair is going to be empty until Chapman comes back. He's out in California. Funeral services are going to be this weekend. So our hearts and our thoughts and our prayers are with Chappie and Marcia, his wife, Betsy, his daughter, and Dan, her husband, Bo Chapman. We'll miss you, big fella. (42-32) our score.
God bless you, Jeff.
Yeah, man.
And your family, and Gus, I know how much that young man meant to you as well as the family. So our prayers are with him as well, and God bless you too.
On Monday, we lost our friend, Bo Chapman. He was a big part of our lives, and if you watch sports on this network and many others, you didn't know it, but he was a part of your lives too. Professionally, Bo was a statistician. Many of the things you saw and heard came from Bo. He was one of the best at it. Bo didn't walk into an arena or a stadium for a game. He bounded in with a smile, always with a smile, because Bo always had fun. Bo always was fun, and we're thankful for that. He left us with great memories. So honor Bo today by doing something for someone else, because he still is. We're thinking of Bo and sending our love to his family, his father, Jeff, his mother, Marcia, and his sister, Betsy. We'll miss you, Bo. Bo Chapman was 35 years old.
Pass along our condolences from the Warriors to the families of Bo Chapman and Daryl Matsuda. I know both of them are quite familiar to all of you in this room. But tragic losses this week. Bo has worked with Tim Roy quite a bit and in the Bay Area as a statistician, and Daryl, many of you know through your journalistic circles. So devastated to hear the news from this past week, and we send along our thoughts and prayers to their families. So.
Time for tip-off, and tonight we're going to step aside from what we normally do for a little bit of a personal note. We come to you tonight sad but grateful. Sad because this past week we lost one of the all-time greats in statistician Bo Chapman, who passed away after being involved in an automobile accident. Excuse me. Our love and prayers are with his parents, Jeff and Marcia. We're grateful because he was a joy to work with. Such a life force. I'll tell you more about Bo in the postgame. We're going to dedicate the rest of our season here on Warriors Radio to Bo. And I know when I'm reading off a stupid number that I haven't even written down, something that just came to me, I know that's Bo inspiring me to do so. And I know that he's always going to be right here up in our radio perch. Coach's show is next, right here on the Warriors Radio Network.
I toss it back to Tim Roy.
Thank you, RC. We work tonight with sad hearts. This week we lost a good friend, Bo Chapman, a longtime Warriors radio statistician, died this week from injuries suffered in an automobile accident. We're heartbroken, but we know it pales to what his family is going through. So our love, our prayers are headed to his mom and dad, Jeff and Marcia. Jeff worked with us for years. His sister Betsy and her family and all their family. We're with you. He didn't just work for us. He worked for multiple networks, multiple broadcasters, and each one, and I'm telling you, each one that we would encounter all said the same thing. I love working with Bo. 16 years ago, this teenager with loyalty to the U of A and to the Warriors started filling in for his father, doing stats for us. I could tell you how much better Bo made our broadcast and how much smarter he made me sound over the years. But I'm telling you, his best attribute and what we miss and are going to miss the most is how much fun it was to work with him and the joy that he brought to our little radio perch. There was a light about him. He always arrived with a smile. Wasn't necessarily always on time, but he arrived with a smile. He had a funny story or a sarcastic comment that brought a chuckle. And I know in the future when I read a number that I haven't written down, I know it's Bo telling me what to do. Like many of you, he was a long-suffering Warriors fan. He was a Warrior fan from birth. His dad was a former beat writer covering the Warriors, so he's been around here at this building and next door at the Coliseum his entire life. So I was thrilled when he was with us and watching the franchise that he rooted for, which was once a punchline into this historic championship run that we're still in the middle of. I was thrilled that he got to be with us, got to work with us in this run, and got to watch the Larry O'Brien Trophy get hoisted up here at Oracle. If I know Bo just a little, I like to think that right now he has his tablet out and he's trying to explain effective field goal percentage and offensive rating to Bill King and Hank Greenwald. And I can just imagine how much fun they're having right now. We miss you, Bo. And we thank you for brightening our lives. You're the best. It's going to wrap it up here first.
Earlier this week, we lost a member of the Fox family and far too soon. Bo Chapman, who not just part of the Fox family, but an Arizona alum, a very proud Arizona alum. There was no bigger Arizona fan than Bo. Longtime Bay Area stats guru. Bo passed away last weekend, and our deepest sympathies are with the Chapman family. His dad, Jeff, his Marcia. His dad, Jeff, I know a lot of us work with very intimately now with his great company, Stat. But Bo's somebody that you and I both had a chance to work with on a personal basis, and he's the kind of guy that just lit up the room. Whatever room he walked into, always had a big smile on his face.
Yeah, bright light and a love of sports and analytics and numbers and research. Loving son and a great teammate to roll with on the road. Broadcast work. His thoughts and prayers go out to the entire Chapman family. That's a special family.
Well, this last week, the LHN family suffered a devastating and tragic loss as Bo Chapman passed. Bo was the son of one of our lead statisticians, Jeff Chapman. Bo was only 35 years old. He had an immense passion for sports and statistics, had worked with us on our Little League coverage. So our thoughts and prayers are with Jeff, his wife Marcia, and his daughter Betsy during their difficult time. Bo Chapman, be remembered amongst our LHN family. Seen an immense outpouring of support for the Chapman family and Bo all across the sports world. Had grown up around the Golden State Warriors. Head coach Steve Kerr had mentioned something about Bo's passing in his press conference last night. Had a great conversation with man to my left, Brian Gramling, about Bo when he was younger, and Minute Bowl at Bo's birthday party hosted by the Golden State Warriors, actually dunking Bo through the hoop. So our thoughts are with Jeff and the whole Chapman family and all of those that are feeling his loss.
Folks, I'd like to welcome back my main man, Jeff Chapman, who tragically lost his son last week. And Chappie, we missed you. And our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to you and your family, your wife Marcia, your daughter Betsy. I know it's tough. 11:01 to play in the second half, and boy, have we seen a basketball game, 51-50.
We're in New York City. Xavier with a 6-point lead over St. John's. And while we have a moment, we want to send our heartfelt condolences out to the Chapman family, especially Jeff Chapman, over the loss of Bo Chapman, who was a longtime statistician here for Fox Sports. In fact, he was my statistician during our college football season. He lost his life in a fatal car crash a little bit over a week ago. Bo Chapman, you were one of the best. Rest in peace, my friend. And our heartfelt condolences to Jeff and Martha and the entire Chapman family.
Our statistician's Alan Brown, and of course the great Bo Chapman, who sadly passed away in February. His dad, Jeff Chapman, here tonight, and glad that he took the time to fly out from Austin to be with us one last time in this great building. And as always, I get this complete rundown report, which makes me sound a lot smarter than I am, off the pen of Jeff Chapman. It's great to see you, and I look forward to working with Jeff Chapman. We're going to have some exciting announcements to come up in the next year or so. And we think it's going to be a great service for the sporting industry, and you'll hear about it from us here on Warriors Radio. Finally, on this Warriors Vox segment, we have to go back and remember one of our own. We lost longtime statistician Bo Chapman earlier this year. Bo died at the age of 36 from complications to injuries suffered in an automobile accident. For my first 24 years as the radio play-by-play man of the Golden State Warriors, I was always blessed having a Chapman by my side. His dad, Jeff Chapman, a former Warrior beat writer, handled those duties for many, many years. But then professional and personal obligations obliged him to move to Austin, Texas. And that's when Bo came in and took over. Warriors Radio didn't miss a beat. Bo came in and did the stellar job that his dad had done before him, but he did it with his own flair, with a twinkle in his eye, and he was always ready to make fun of yours truly with my gaffes, my misspeaks, or what he thought were my misguided beliefs about certain players and teams. I've always said that one of the great luxuries of my job is I get to work not only in the NBA, but I get to work with great people and people that are my friends. And Bo Chapman was our friend. He is dearly missed, but he'll never be forgotten. He was truly one of the all-time greats. Thank you for taking 5 to pay tribute with us for those who have gone before us and those who passed far too soon, those who have helped pave the way for the NBA, and those who have helped make it the great league it is today. I'm Tim Roy, and this is Beyond the Arc.